Good morning, Mr. Lambouré. In 2004, you co-founded Popay, which is a company that specializes in delivering HR solutions to various industry verticals across Europe and Africa. So you have offices in Belgium, the Netherlands, Senegal, Morocco, and Mauritius. So my first question to you would be, what is the rationale for you to have a Mauritius subsidiary?
Thank you. Popay has been active in Africa for over a decade now, implementing HR and payroll solutions across the continent. And really we have a pan-African strategy, and we aim to be one of the key players in the HR domain in Africa. And so when we already had a few subsidiaries in West Africa and North Africa, but when we were looking for headquarters to manage our operations in Africa, we found that Mauritius met quite a few criteria that we were looking for. We had been historically very present on the French-speaking side of Africa. So for us to put a step below the equator and start working on the English-speaking market, which is a huge market for us, was a first important aspect. The bilingual nature of the staff that we can find here was also very important for two reasons. Because we wanted to be able to support the growth in English-speaking Africa, but also to integrate easily with our existing staff, who are mainly French-speaking natives. Of course, the fiscal benefits were an important part of the decision, even if there are other places where you can find that. We were also being hit by a lot of double taxations in some of these countries that we work with, and so by working in Mauritius or from Mauritius, we avoided all that. And finally, with Mauritius, you have a confidence in the business standards, and that was extremely important for us to find the right partner with ABAX and to find the institutions that would allow us to have that governance structure to grow and continue building subsidiaries throughout Africa. On a personal level, I had the pleasure to work here in Mauritius with the Mauritius Commercial Bank, and so with my family, we were really thrilled to come back and live here for a longer period of time in Mauritius.
So you just mentioned that you've been working for a major local bank here and supplying services to the local market. What, with regard to competition that could be coming from other suppliers of HR systems, HR software, to Mauritian companies, many of these companies are mature enough and they know about these HR solutions providers, so they would often assess them before making a decision to work with one of them. So what do you consider is your company's forte, or what is your unique selling points, especially if you are planning also to sell your services locally?
Our initial business development efforts were on the East African side, but we started this year doing commercial efforts here in Mauritius, and we see that there's definitely an opportunity for us here in Mauritius as well. The market is smaller, and definitely there are some established players. But we see that the professional level is high in Mauritius, and so there's really an appetite for modern technology, modern HR capabilities, and this is what we can provide. There's also the fact that our solution is online. It's a complete SaaS solution, so it's available online. It's easy to implement. It's easy to deploy. You don't need to invest in infrastructure. You don't need to invest in servers. You don't need to invest in IT technology. You just need a internet connection and a browser. So it's very simple to deploy, very simple to use. And we cover a full spectrum of the HR modules, and which not all the existing players do. And we do this in a very innovative and also in a personalized way. What we've seen in working for different organizations of different sizes, different industries over the years, we've seen that really one size does not fit all. And so we are convinced, and we have put in our system the flexibility to be able to tailor-make solutions that are adapted to a specific industry. So HR today is not only about administration, it's about making sure the business grows and making sure the employees are at the right place to grow this business. And for that, HR needs to know the business. And I think as IT solutions go, IT also has to make that effort to really understand what it's about. And a sugarcane company, the HR people over there do not have the same challenges as they would have in a bank. And so we are able to provide, using our platform, provide solutions that are really tailor-made for these specific industries. Another thing is that we have this experience in Africa, and we see many entrepreneurs that are looking now towards Africa for new businesses, for new business opportunities, or they have already found these opportunities and are going into that market. And because we've implemented all these solutions, all these payrolls across more than 20 different countries now, we can easily deploy a system that is covering Mauritius, but also covering different entities in Africa. So you would have the same framework, the same HR way of working, supporting HR throughout your organization, which is very valuable for organizations that are growing into a country, and also to have the consolidated reporting across your different entities. Lastly, I think we hope that we provide more than just a product or implementation service. And we've seen many organizations, many HR departments, many organizations really transform, and HR being closer to the business and bringing much more value than being the back office. And this is a trend we're seeing over and over again, and being, even if only a very little way, being a part of that by implementing tools that create time for HR, time for employees, because they don't have to deal with all the paperwork, all the admin stuff. They can concentrate on what really matters. They can concentrate on the business. They can concentrate on being innovative. They can concentrate on their families as well.
Yeah. And since you're now well set up in Mauritius, do you have plans to recruit locally, and what would be the type of skills that competencies that you would be looking for?
Well, in terms of skills, we're looking for IT skills, definitely, but also administrative and management skills. But we are also looking at character. I think when recruiting, for us anyway, it's worked for us. We have a very high retention rate. We're looking for people that match the way we work, and we found that in Mauritius we find this creativity, this personality, this enthusiasm that we need to continue serving our customers and being at the top of our game.
Since you've been working with ABAX, could you tell us in what ways have they been adding value to your business, and especially in your strategy to extend your presence in Africa, and especially English-speaking countries in Africa, as you said some time back?
Yeah. So not only for English-speaking countries, I think what, of course, ABEX was extremely efficient in, setting up the company and making sure that we have all the compliance that. But what ABEX is providing us now on top of that is the assistance and the expertise to put in place the mechanisms that will ensure that while we grow, we have the governance that is appropriate to make sure that we are doing something that is sustainable. So ABEX is very strong on that, and that forces us to make sure that each new organization, the existing ones also had quite some work and still have quite some work to comply, and to make sure that we are aligned with the way we want to work. And also, as you've seen with this event, ABEX has, we share the same vision and the same conviction about how Africa is a big part of our future. And so I think more and more I see ABEX as less as a service provider and more as a business partner, really.
Thank you very much, Pierre.
Thank you.